weekend, Guy Ritchie and Jason Statham team up for the 4th time with Wrath of Man. So let's talk about it. In Wrath of Man, Jason Statham plays a mysterious man who takes a job at an armored truck company, but he seems overly qualified for the work and seems to have personal stakes in it. So Jason Statham's career started over 20 years ago in Guy Ritchie's first film, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and since then, each of them have developed quite a name for themselves. Guy Ritchie's filmography has kind of been all over the place, doing some fantastic movies and really fun ones with tons of energy. Also some really bad movies at the same time. And if you just look at the last couple of years, 2 years ago, he directed Aladdin, and now he's directing this very serious R-rated heist movie. With that said, go ahead and let me know what you thought about Wrath of Man down below in the comment section. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle? And let's get started talking about the good. What this movie does really well is takes a couple of familiar genres, the revenge genre and the heist genre, and merges them in a way that makes each of them still feel a little bit fresh. The story is told in a way where information is concealed from the audience for a while, so you don't really know what exactly is driving certain characters' motivations. And so there's a series of reveals and revelations all throughout the film. You kind of start off with Jason Statham's character taking this job, but you don't know why or what's motivating him. The story is essentially told in chapter form, and each time it cuts to a different chapter, it shows you events from a different perspective that causes you to reinterpret what you had previously seen, gives you big revelations about what has been going on all along throughout the film. As a Guy Ritchie film, this is very different from a lot of his other films. It doesn't rely on his usual bags of tricks and gimmicks to engage the audience, but he still finds a way to be creative and inventive with how the story unfolds, how it tells it in a way that kind of keeps you guessing as to what exactly is going on, and communicates a lot of information in a very efficient manner that feels fresh and new. At face value, the story has a lot of the tropes of each of these genres, but because it's told in such a different way, it kind of breathes some fresh new life into the material. As for me, I thought all of it worked really well. I was kind of on the edge of my seat enjoying just kind of the armored truck side to it with Jason Statham being his usual tough guy. When it came to the mysteries, I was trying to figure out who it was and piece all the elements together. When it gave me the revelations, it informed things in a way that I thought was interesting and enjoyed the journey that I was on, and it kept me on the edge of my seat from the beginning of the film to the end of the film. I like R-rated action thrillers. I like heist movies. I thought this merger of the two really worked on all the levels the way that I wanted it to. From there, let's move on to the mixed aspects of the film. These aren't good or bad things, just something to know going into it. This movie is directed by Guy Ritchie, who's known for making movies that are really fun and have a good bit of humor thrown into them. That's not what this movie is at all. It is dead serious. You don't have Jason Statham dropping one-liners or smirking at the camera. It doesn't have the levity that you get in a lot of Guy Ritchie's films. It is a serious revenge thriller and serious heist thriller. So just go in with proper expectations. It is not like Snatch. It is not like The Gentleman. It's a serious film. From there, let's move on to the bad. There's really two things that come to mind here. The first one I alluded to before. At its core, the main plot line is fairly straightforward and cliche for the genre. It's the storytelling itself, the way that it's structured, that makes it pop and stand out. But at its core, it's a movie about a guy out for revenge. Second thing here is that all the characters are pretty thin. They're more personalities with a motivation rather than characters with fully fleshed out personalities and backstories. And that's from Jason Statham's character to the villains. You understand why they're doing, you understand their personality, but there's not much more than that with any of the characters in this film. And you just kind of wish that maybe we could have gotten to know them better beyond their single motivation that they have in the film to do what they're doing, whether that's revenge or doing heists. and that's a little bit frustrating. Real quick before I give you my final take on this one, be sure to let me know what you thought down below in the comment section. Also know, last year I ranked all the Guy Ritchie films. You can check that out right up here when this is done. Overall, if you like heist movies, if you like revenge thrillers, this is one that you should check out. Don't expect the usual Guy Ritchie levity, but it's a solid thriller that keeps you on the edge of your seat with effective mysteries, twists, and reveals that I enjoyed from beginning to end. Overall, I'm giving it a B+ on the entertainment scale, 8.5, and if you like the genre, definitely check this one out. If you want to see that ranking of the Guy Ritchie movies, it's right over there. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.